What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Wednesday with a true official NBA DFS start for me. This is going to be an 11-game slate. The first night was only 2 games, so now your true, main slate. We're able to choose through a lot of guys, a ton of good values, and I got it broken down for you guys. We got just a balanced approach here on the slate. I have 7 guys, extremely good prices, I think, who can return a ton of value and really return some investments on their salary. So before we get going, be sure to slap a like on the video. I appreciate all the support on the opening night video. We're able to hit over 200 likes, so let's keep it going on that. It really helps me out. And also, if you happen to be new here to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button to continue to get this DFS NBA information and some good research kind of advice and how I go through my thought process on every single slate. I upload these videos Monday through Saturday. I don't do Sunday as the slates typically tip off earlier in the day, so I don't have as much time to put out a video, and it's kind of not worth my while just having a video up for like a few hours or something like that. So I really do Monday through Saturday. So if you guys just want some good advice, and if you don't agree with me, I mean, you don't have to play these guys, but just kind of my thought process on what I think on every single slate. So let's get into it, though. Blake Griffin is going to be the first guy up, going against a Brooklyn front court that really struggled last year, and they're an undersized power forward and center position kind of guys with Hollis Jefferson and Jarrett Allen. So I think Blake Griffin can really take advantage of this matchup, be able to use his size against them. And Brooklyn really struggles on the glass, which helps their upside. Him and Andre Drummond can rack up a lot of rebounds. And this game is going to be fast-paced. Brooklyn likes to push the pace, meaning some more possible rebounds and more possible points for a guy like Blake Griffin. And also, he runs that kind of point forward kind of role where he's able to get a lot of assists. We saw towards the end of the year before he got hurt where he was able to kind of show off that upside for the Pistons, where he had 3 straight 50-point games here and these kind of higher scoring games where he was able to flirt with the triple-double every time out. And I think he can do that again here against this Brooklyn team, where he's able to get like 25 points, around 9 rebounds, around a 9 assist game, and return a lot of value on the 8,200 price tag. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first player. And for my second guy, Devin Booker at 7,400. I think he could have a lower ownership here because there could be some concern with him coming off that hand injury where he'd had to get surgery like 2 months ago, but he says he's 100% ready to go here in this game, and he said he should have no minute restriction. I mean, it's a hand injury, so he's able to train to be like in game shape still here. So at 7,400, this is a guy that averaged around 40 DraftKings points per game last year. So if he's able just to do what he did last year, he's going to be returning value at this price tag. And Dallas, their point guard defense and Dennis Smith Jr. is not very good. He struggled a lot defensively, and Devin Booker, he's shifting over to that point guard kind of role. That's what they're expecting. So in this game, I think he'll be able to score a good amount, get us around 25 to even 30 points here. He's a very good scorer. Just goes off when he is hot from the field, which is like every single night it seems like for Devin Booker. And honestly, with him playing that point guard role, it's going to give him some more upside with the assist as well. And they don't have many other guys like on the roster or in the starting lineup that are great passers. Josh Jackson, who will be probably like the starting shooting guard, is more of just a pure scorer. And some of these other guys, Trevor Ariza, he's more of a wing player. And then they got Ryan Anderson starting at power forward. He's just more of a stretch kind of guy. So Devin Booker, he's going to be the facilitator, kind of that James Harden, Steph Curry kind of role. So that opportunity is going to allow him for a ton of upside on a nightly basis. And this is a really good matchup to kick it off here. So I think he has 40 to 50 point upside, honestly, in this matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. For my third guy, LUKA Doncic, the rookie. This guy is just really good for a young player. He's a rounded-out game. I mean, he played in the EuroLeague for a while, and he was like the best player over there. Even though he's 19 years old, I'm not concerned at all about his ability to get it done, especially on the opening night. You can't really ask for a better matchup in the opening game. It's against the Phoenix Suns, one of the fastest-paced teams in the league, and a team that doesn't really play much defense. I mean, they could be a little bit better defensively with DeAndre Ayton down low, but there's going to be probably some growing pains for him. I think LUKA Doncic is probably one of the most NBA-ready players just considering how well-rounded his game is. He can pass very well, very good shooter already from the 3-point line, and he was filling it up in the NBA preseason. He was averaging like 15, 5 and 5 or something like that, and not even full game kind of minutes. So in this game here, they're down Harrison Barnes, the Dallas Mavericks, that is. So they really need a scorer to step up here. Him and Dennis Smith Jr., I think, are going to have some really good games in this upper tempo kind of game against Phoenix. They're projected around 215 points. So I think this Dallas lineup can definitely fill it up, and they need the scoring from LUKA Doncic, and this is the spot for him to get it done. And the Suns passed up on Doncic with the #1 overall pick, so maybe he has a little bit of something to prove here in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. I think he can be like a 35 to 40 point scorer, honestly, on DraftKings tonight. And for my fourth guy, I'm not really sure why he's priced down so much, but MARC GASOL here in a really good matchup at 6,600, going against an Indiana team that he absolutely bullied on last year. He averaged 58 points in 2 games. They didn't have Mike Conley probably in either of those games, as he was out for most of the year, but still at 6,600, doesn't need to do much, I think, to return value. I think he can get around like 35 to 40 DraftKings points at a really low salary. So that's kind of my main reasoning. And Indiana, they don't play much defense against centers. Miles Turner does struggle defensively, and he gave up a good amount of rebounds to the center position. So Indiana, like last year, they were one of the best spots to target for centers, and MARC GASOL is definitely capable of center here. And also, they lost Tyreke Evans, so I guess that could kind of subside Mike Conley coming back, and as he'll kind of fill that Tyreke Evans role as the #1 scorer on this team, and then MARC GASOL will still be that really good second scorer for this team, and he also can fill it up on the rebound side of things. So I think one of the best values. I would expect him to be chalky just because how low his salary is. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. For my fifth guy, Kelly OLYNYK here. This is a really good spot for him, as there's going to be some more minutes, and he's kind of going to be doing what he was doing towards the end of the year due to some injuries to guys like James Johnson and just a few other players in the Miami Heat that kind of ruins their depth going into the year. Also, Justice Winslow. So those were like the two guys where Kelly OLYNYK was kind of competing for minutes. So with those two out, I would expect him to get like 33 to 35 minutes here in this game, and a solid matchup against Orlando. Not a great defensive team, so Kelly OLYNYK, he was honestly one of their best scorers toward the end of the year, so I think he can get back to that in this game. I mean, he was averaging like around like 15 points a game, I would want to say, before the playoffs and stuff like that. He was having some really big games, and 6,100, really solid price tag for the uptick in minutes in this game. And Miami, like I said, down a lot of guys. They need some scoring, and Kelly OLYNYK is definitely a good offensive presence. So really good spot. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. Not much to it, just love the minutes upside of a guy at 6,100 here. And then for my next guy, ELFRID PAYTON here, in another up-pace kind of game with the New Orleans Pelicans. A really good spot for Payton on the season if he can continue to get solid minutes. His minutes can be kind of fluctuated as a player, as he's very hot and cold from the field, but the one thing that's good for him in this Pelicans kind of role, we saw Rajon Rondo really flourish here last year, and I think ELFRID PAYTON will be trying to fill that void of Rajon Rondo, where he's able to get a lot of rebounds at the point guard spot and a lot of assists. I mean, he has a lot of guys that are kind of easy to get the assist with Mirotic, who's just kind of a catch and shoot kind of guy. Anthony Davis, he kind of just lob it out to him and he dunks at home. Julius Randle, kind of the same kind of thing. You can get some easier assists with this team. And the Pelicans, another team that runs one of the fastest paces. I think they had the #1 overall pace last year in the NBA. He came out and said that he's very excited about playing with this Pelicans fast-paced offense. So a team where he can really show off that statistical upside, where he's able to score like 10 points a night, maybe like 6, 7 rebounds a night, and get around like 6 or 7, 8 kind of assists a night. And this is a good spot going against Houston. It should be a really high-scoring game. So 5,300, I think it's a really good value. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my 6th guy. Normally, I only do 5 main guys, but I really wanted to mention ELFRID PAYTON as well. But now for my value play, CODY ZELLER here at 4,100. Dwight Howard is out of town, so that means ZELLER is going to be the starting center, at least for the foreseeable future, and you can't really ask for a better matchup in the opening night going against Milwaukee and Brook Lopez, who's not known for his defense and rebounding ability at all. So I think Cody Zeller can honestly get around a double-double in this game, get around like 14 points, maybe 10 rebounds here, and have a really solid game against Brook Lopez and this Bucks team. They've been notorious for struggling against centers, and they went out and got another center that isn't very good at defense in Brook Lopez. So a really good spot for him here at 4,100. I think he can return, honestly, around like 5 to 6 times value. I think he can get around like 30 DraftKings points with that double-double upside. So an extremely good spot. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there, an extremely good price tag. So that is it for the Money 6 plus 1. Hope you guys enjoyed it. LUKA Doncic, Devin Booker, Blake Griffin, MARC, GASOL, ELFRID, PAYTON, Kelly Olynyk, and Cody Zeller. So go ahead and slap a like in the video. If you did enjoy it, I really appreciate it to continue to get these NBA videos every single night, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the content as well, to get some good research information and kind of to narrow down your process, figuring out who to play on every single slate. So good luck on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Kick back, relax, watch some NBA, win some money here tonight, and we'll see you back here again next time.